The year's 1992 and Fatal Fury is back with Fatal Fury 2, The New Battle. This game greatly improved over the first Fatal Fury game, but sadly didn't really get too much success over here in the North American market, due to other popular games being released at the same time. Street Fighter 2 Turbo was pretty much king of the arcades at the time, and Mortal Kombat had also jumped onto the scene. Both of these games cast a pretty big shadow over anything else that had come out at the time. King of the Monsters 2 is also out at this time, and I do remember playing that game a bit. I mean, it wasn't that big of a popular fighter, but it was something notable that was in quite a few arcades. SNK had also created Art of Fighting, which had been released the same year, but we'll review that one in a different review. This time around, the game has a total of 8 playable characters. Gone from the first game are Duck King, Tung Fu Roo, Richard Myers, Michael Max, Raiden in quotation marks, Geese Howard, and Hua Jai. Why Raiden is in quotation marks is he's actually back in this game just under a different name. The returning characters are Terry Bogard, Andy Bogard, Joe Higashi, and Billy Kane. New for this game, however, are Big Bear, Jubei Yamada, Chang Shinzan, Kim Kapuan, Mai Shiranui, and then the boss characters, Axel Hawk, Lawrence Blood, and Wolfgang Krauser. They changed the layout for this game to a 4-button layout, which includes a weak punch, a hard punch, a weak kick, and a strong kick. Throws are now performed by getting close to your opponent and pressing forward and strong punch. The 2-line system is also back in this game, but now players can control whether they go back and forth themselves instead of relying on the computer to jump back and forth. You can move freely between each line anytime in the match, and moving between the lines also grants you a little bit of invincibility, which can be something that's a little bit annoying when you're trying to fight the computer and they just keep dodging your moves using the line system. They've also included the fact that now you can jump forward and kick or punch, as well as you don't have to kick forward to the opponent, you can kick just forward in general, or you can roll up and down, which you could do in the previous game as well. Once again, you pick who you fight first, and then the game takes off from there. Since there's more playable characters in this game, the characters you can play with seem a little more balanced in comparison to the last game. However, the boss characters are still fairly broken. And even after 2 hours of play, on easy, I couldn't even make it past Axel Hawk, which is still 2 characters away from the final boss. Another new addition to this game are the Desperation moves, which are basically like the super moves of this game. You can execute them when your life is flashing red, and the Desperation move basically takes about a second to charge up, but it does massive damage if you can hit your opponent with it. So it's very high risk, high reward, because if you do it at the wrong time, you'll just end up getting yourself killed. The bonus game is back, but this time you're breaking blocks instead of arm wrestling a guy. I kind of enjoyed the arm wrestling a bit better, and I wasn't really a fan of the breaking block stage, but I'm glad they're switching it up. Sadly, the 2-player mode in this game ended up dropping the 2-on-1 battles that you get with the computer. The game, however, is much more enjoyable now in 2-player mode due to the fact that there's 8 characters to choose from instead of just 3. The music is also much, much better in this game. I would say that most of the songs are less generic, and I can even pick a couple favorites out of the 3. I'd say my top 3 favorites are Andy Bogard's theme, Billy's theme,
Round 1. Fight!
and Terry's theme.
Round 1. Fight! Okay.
But the rest of them are all pretty good as well, so they'd be good to give a listen to if you have the time. A couple problems I have with this game, though, is you still can't really chain or combo things too well, just like in the first game. So a lot of things that should be guaranteed hits usually end up getting you punished pretty quickly in this one. I also find that the difficulty is still way too hard. Like, I'm not too bad with playing fighting games, and I don't mind the challenge and trying games over and over, but when you're playing on easy, and I had played this game for 2 hours, and I couldn't even make it past one of the 4 bosses at the end, because I found that he just kind of cheaped you out pretty much the whole time. And then once again, it turns into just a matter of luck if you can beat the guy or not, or resorting to cheap tactics. But overall, I'm going to have to give this game a 7.5 out of 10. It was pretty solid, and I'm glad they made the improvements to make this game better than the first. But on that note, this review is over, and I will see you guys later. Bye.